Okay, so feels a little bit early in the day to be tasting this style of wine, but that's the great thing about the WSET Level 2 award in wines is you can taste wines at crazy times of the day and call it work or call it study if you like. This is a port that I've got in my glass here. This is a late bottled vintage port. Make sure you've read the section in the book on this particular style of drink. It's a fortified wine like sherry, but it is fortified by the addition of alcohol during fermentation. So the action of adding the alcohol kills the yeast, stopping the fermentation, so you're always left with some residual sugar in the wine. So port therefore is always sweet. Now they do vary the timing with which they add the alcohol, so sometimes they add it a couple of days into fermentation, sometimes they add it 3 maybe 4 days into fermentation instead. So you can get drier styles of port, but typically they're all sweet. They will all have some sugar. You can get white port as well. You can get pink port too, which I think is quite good fun. But we've got an late bottle vintage here, which is without a doubt the most important style of port in terms of volume in particular. You get vintage port as well. You get various other styles of port, which are all worth looking up in your book. Now this is going to be deep. The key grape variety that is used in the production of port is Touriga Nacional. They are made from blends of different grape varieties, but Touriga Nacional is the key one, and this has really thick skins, it has lots of colour, and it has lots of tannin. So therefore you get a very deep coloured wine, and this is ruby. Absolutely, this is ruby. On the nose. Okay, I'm getting it here. So I'm going to go pronounced intensity, and I can smell the alcohol. Yeah, you can smell the ethanol straight away, and it's cherries, blackcurrants, blackberries, vanilla, sweet spice, baking spice, dried fruit like raisins, vanilla from the oak. I think I might have said that already, sorry. Lots of things going on here, very complex, and we're getting primary, secondary and tertiary characteristics forming as well right on the palate. This is sweet, okay, about 100 grams per litre sugar in port, so this is sweet. The acidity is low, there's barely any acidity in this wine, and the tannin is high. The alcohol is high as well, remember it's been fortified, so we're actually quite a high level of alcohol, and the alcohol and the tannin and the sweetness all combine to give us a full-bodied wine. Flavour intensity is pronounced. Flavour characteristics. Chocolate, dark chocolate and caramel, and I think there's some orange peel in there as well. It's very Christmassy, isn't it? Everybody always says that. It sounds a bit cliched, but it is the way it is. And I would say medium finish. That puts us into the very good category of wine. A little bit of extra length, perhaps a little bit more complexity, a little bit more concentration would have moved us into outstanding. But it's pretty good, it's beautifully balanced. Despite that high alcohol, despite that high sugar, there's enough fruit flavour there to give us some balance on this particular wine. Beautifully easy drinking. This is a classic after dinner drink. You could pair it with chocolates. Personally, I prefer it with cheese, and again, it sounds cliched, but I like to have it with blue cheese in particular. It's nice by itself, to be perfectly honest with you. On a winter's evening, sitting by the fire, I know that they would get frustrated with you in Portugal for suggesting that this was a seasonal wine rather than an all year round wine. But to me, that's where this wine fits best, and it is a very good wine as well. Hope you enjoyed it.